And also giving ourselves grace is so important here. I want you to remember you don't have to be perfect. We just need to be present and we need to be willing and thoughtful to create positive moments with the people we love, the people we work with, the people we lead. Did you know that there is a secret formula to making relationships happier and stronger? It's true. Here is the secret formula to happy relationships. Today, I'm going to teach you how to apply this magic ratio in your life with your family, your husband, if you have one, or boyfriend, friends, or even at work. So stick around because today's show is packed with tips and tricks to help you create and maintain healthier and happier relationships. Now let's dive in. Dr. John Gottman, the foremost relationship expert, discovered through his research that in the healthiest, happiest relationships, there are 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative interaction. This doesn't mean we ignore the negative, but we balance it with more good moments. I want you to think about it this way. If you have a tough moment with your kid, like they spill milk all over the floor and you have a meltdown about it, it's important to follow up with positive interactions. Maybe you praise them for helping clean up, or you give them a hug, or you laugh together later in the day. Just something simple. You don't have to go out of your way. You don't have to buy a pony to make up for it. You just want to balance out negatives with positives. If you read Remaining You While Raising Them, I sure hope you have read it, then you know I talk about the magic ratio in that book, and I talk about how important it is to pile on the positives, those positive interactions, big and little, mostly little, that balance out all the negatives. The same principle applies in our marriages. If you and your husband have a disagreement, it is crucial to counterbalance that with positive interactions. Again, it doesn't have to be huge, right? Like you don't have to buy him a pony either. It could be as simple as sharing a touch, a kind word, winking at him across the room, or watching a show together. Dr. John Gottman found that couples who maintain this positive ratio are much more likely to stay together and be happy. It's not about avoiding the negative altogether, because negatives are a part of life, and conflict in and of itself isn't a bad thing. Conflict just means you're living in the world. Conflict can be super, super healthy. It's how you actually tell people what's acceptable, what's not, what's good, what's not. But when negativity or conflict arises, you want to pile on the good stuff so it's not all conflict and not all negatives, but you're balancing it out. So this works with friendships too. The 5-to-1 ratio is just as important here. Friendships thrive on positivity. I was talking about research in Remaining You While Raising Them that talked about how friendships are the relationships that make us the happiest. Sure, there's the deep, wonderful, amazing relationship that we have with family. But friendships we choose not because we have to. We choose because we really just genuinely like that person and they make us happy to spend time with them. So of course they thrive on positivity. We all have difficult seasons with friends. We have tension in friendship, and that's okay. Again, you want to pile on the positives as well. So next time your friend needs a listening ear, be there for them. Follow up with words of encouragement. Make some fun plans to hang out with them. Go grab coffee. These little positive interactions can strengthen your bond and make your friendship more resilient. Okay, now let's shift a little bit. Let's talk about some fun ways to boost these positive interactions in different areas of our lives. For our kids, this could be as simple as playing their favorite game, reading an extra bedtime story, watching a movie with them, even if it's not your favorite kind of movie. Side note, I just had to watch The Shining with a couple of my adult children the other day. Not my favorite movie, but they really wanted to watch it. So what am I doing? I'm piling on the positives and I'm watching The Shining. Share a joke with them, whatever it is, whether they are 5 or 25, right? It's as simple as that. You're just piling on the positives because conflict and negative interactions will come. But when we have this pile of positives that we've been investing in a relationship with somebody else, it balances it out. Now, with our husbands, it could be sending a really fun text during the day or complimenting them. My husband's an Enneagram 3. If I compliment him, he is set. Like that fills his tank and he's good to go for a week. Or, plan a surprise date, little things. When you're at the store, get his favorite kind of candy and bring it home. Simple, easy things. But think about how you're creating essentially an investment account. And if something goes wrong and there's something really stressful, or if you snap at him later, or you're in a bad mood and he looks at you wrong, if you're hormonal, maybe that's just me. You filed on the positives and there is an investment account going on. So maybe after every argument, for instance, make it a point to do something nice for each other. It could be a small gift, a favorite snack, like I talk about getting his favorite candy at the store. It's one of those things that is a great rule of thumb. Like we know after we have an argument, we're going to work hard for a couple of days to go out of our way to do something nice for each other. It's simple, it's easy to do, but positive gestures like that not only help couples move past their disagreements, but it will strengthen your bond. Now, going back to friendships, one thing you could do that's really fun, maybe start a group text with a weekly tradition of sharing what you appreciate about each other. Maybe that's 5 people, maybe it's 2 people. I don't know, whatever it is. This simple act of expressing gratitude will help make you and everyone else feel connected and valued. And once again, it's an investment in that account of positive interactions. Now, at work, one of my priorities and the priorities of my team leaders is to continually recognize and celebrate small, even the tiniest achievements of team members as often as possible. And this is important because you want to use this at work because not only will it boost morale and help people see how valued they are, but it also increases productivity. But when you have a team member who is getting something wrong and you have to have that tough conversation with them that they're not hitting the mark, their level of work isn't what you want it to be, you've invested in that person, you've made sure that you've recognized positives, you're balancing out, again, that 5-to-1 ratio. So you can see, focusing on creating more positive interactions, we keep our relationships healthier and help them thrive. Now, I'm not saying you need to walk around all the time and take notes and go, I've had 12 positive interactions. Let me make sure that I'm counting them up. We don't want to be robotic about it, but it is something to keep in mind. And also giving ourselves grace is so important here. I want you to remember you don't have to be perfect. We just need to be present and we need to be willing and thoughtful to create positive moments with the people we love, the people we work with, the people we lead. So turning this around, next I want to take this in a different direction. I want us to dive deeper into how we can apply the 5-to-1 ratio to our lives, just with us. One of the ways we can learn to create positive moments kind of on autopilot is to think about our daily routines, our habits. With our kids, we can start the day with a positive affirmation. We can start with a simple, I love you, I'm proud of you. Set a positive tone for the day. Whatever it is, you want it to be natural. You want it to fit for you. But during the day, you can look for opportunities to praise their efforts, not the results, not them. We all know, especially with kids, you don't want to say, you're so smart all the time. You want to say, I like how you worked hard on that, because kind of hanging that millstone of you're so smart on a kid's neck, research has showed, can be really harmful, because when things are difficult, kids will go, well, I used to be smart, but I'm not smart anymore. We want to encourage them for their effort. We want to try to keep them motivated, keep them internally motivated and driven, not praising them on a characteristic like that. So praise their efforts, not just their achievements, and this will encourage them to keep trying even when things are tough. Now, with husbands, we can incorporate, again, these small gestures of love and appreciation during the day. Remember, a text, say how much they mean to you, tell them they look cute, tell them their butt looks cute, whatever it is that day that you want to do. Just remember small daily routines. Friendships, you can make it a habit to check in regularly. Put it on your calendar. You can do a quick text to say, thinking of you, or call to catch up. That will help strengthen bonds. Planning regular get-togethers, a coffee date, or a weekend outing, or a girls' trip. That is really, really fun to do. I can't say enough good things about a girls' trip. Not to nerd out on research, but research shows that planning a trip, planning a vacation brings us as much happiness as actually going on it. So plan a girls' vacation once a year, a girls' trip, and then have fun with your friend or friends planning that out. That will give you months and months of fun things to do and dream up and talk about as you're getting ready to go on that trip. So one thing that I do is I like to plan trips for me, because I do so many work trips, whether it's with my team or with my clients or with Called Creatives or Little Thing Studio or a girls trip. I like to plan something out every other month. So there's always something that I'm looking forward to, right? There's always something that I'm planning. There's always something that I'm talking to someone else about. And we're having all these positive interactions because we're dreaming up what we can do and how it'll work. And again, it's really, really fun. And speaking of work, just think about making sure that you are thinking about trying to create positive interactions because those will lead to a happier and a more productive work environment. You could try starting a meeting every once in a while with a round of positive acknowledgments where team members share something positive, something they appreciate about each other. This will set a great tone for the rest of the meeting, and it helps build a sense of camaraderie because in an average day, no one's looking across the boardroom table and going, Jane, I really loved how you handled that client last week. Like we may think it in our minds, but normally we just don't think to say it. So it is not only life-changing in your life to build that habit in, it will do great things for the team you're leading and your colleagues as well. And another great way to foster these great interactions is just to celebrate successes, big and small, whether it's completing a project on time or someone going above and beyond. Acknowledging these moments will boost morale and it'll lead to a more positive environment. Okay. Finally, last thing I want to bring you, let's talk about piling on the positives for you. Because yes, you are in a relationship with yourself too. You spend more time with yourself than anybody else. I want to give you some final tips on building positivity and more optimism in your life using this secret formula. Last week, we talked about the importance of building your optimism. It takes practice, it takes intention, and it does not happen accidentally. Learning the 5-to-1 ratio and piling on these positives, that will help you continue to build your optimism. It'll help you build your joy and your peace every day because piling on the positives helps you cultivate kindness in your interactions. You do more stuff for others that genuinely makes a difference in their lives. It could be helping a friend move, supporting a colleague on a project, or simply being there for somebody when they need it. Acts of kindness not only uplift others, but it will build your own sense of happiness. It's one of the reasons I do the free coaching calls that I do 2 or some, depending on my schedule, sometimes 3 times a year, because I love to be able to give back. I love being able to encourage people. I love getting on a phone call and knowing I'm going to solve a problem or fix things for them in a 30-minute call. That's my jam. I love doing it because it makes me happy. Yes, it's great for them, but it also boosts my own happiness. Also, I want you to remember for every garbage thing that happened to you in your day, I want you to create 5 positive moments for yourself. Maybe at the end of the day, that's spending a little time on a hobby or exercising or reading a book, even if it's just 15 minutes at the end of that day. Anything that brings you joy and helps you recharge is going to balance out that ratio. You want 5 positives for every negative. And of course, let's not forget the power of gratitude here. Gratitude can feel overdone because so many people talk about it. There's been so much research, but people talk about it and there's been all the research because it actually works. I want you to make it a point to appreciate the good things in your life every single day. This will shift your perspective. It will build your optimism and it will increase your sense of joy and happiness. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things every day. I mean, as simple as that. Now, side note, I'm not supposed to say this, but I am going to say this to you right now. I can't announce anything yet or my team would kill me, but we have been working for months and months on some very cool technology that's going to help us maximize our happiness, our spiritual health, and our emotional health. And that's all I can say right now, but something big and something fun is coming, and I'll be dropping little hints for the rest of the year, but I'm excited to build it. I'm excited to bring it to you. I have so many good things for us in 2025. Good things are coming. Okay, friends, I hope this has been encouraging for you. I hope you've learned a little. It's been fun to nerd out on the 5-to-1 ratio. Let's commit to finding those 5 positive moments for every tough one. We can do this. And I know you can do it because you're here. I know all about you because you're watching or listening to this show. You are here learning something that's going to help you get healthier, be a little happier, and live the life that God is calling you to live. Because God created you to stand strong and bring something special and unique to this world that only you can bring. I love that I get to coach you and equip you now twice a week, which is crazy. So keep stepping up, Keep showing up and loving well because you can't break a woman who gets her strength from God. I hope you have a great day, and I'll be back with you Monday. Nervous cough taken care of. I'm so tall now. Sorry, kid couldn't find the doctor's office. I'm just going to start from the top with friendships because I have no idea where I was. Yeah. I got to scratch my nose really quick. And cut.